Okay, I'm here at the Assumption Greek Festival with Nickel Marshall, who I last saw at a Herman Cain event 2 days ago. Nickel, now you've seen Herman Cain, now you've seen Rick Santorum. What do you think?
Well, we have a wide variety of candidates in the Republican Party, and there's a lot of good candidates, and it's very difficult for, given the strength of the field, it's very difficult for anyone to break out.
Now, I've been making the case for weeks that we have good candidates, so many good choices rather than bad choices as the media is trying to paint them. That's the dilemma. Why do you think the media is trying to paint candidates like Rick Santorum, who's a good candidate, like Herman Cain, who's a good candidate, as weak or insignificant?
Probably because the media probably expect a breakout candidate or candidates, a couple or so, to be, if they break out of the pack, then they'll be considered strong candidates. Otherwise, if no one breaks out of the pack, then they'll just be labeled as weak candidates. So I think the media is just a poor choice of terms on their part.
Now, how many candidates have you met so far? Or should I say, who haven't you met yet?
Who have I not met yet?
Which one is easier to answer?
I have not met Rick Perry yet.
So that's just about it?
Well, let's see. I have met Mr. Romney. I have met Mr. Santorum. I have met Mr. Cain. On Saturday alone, I met Mr. Romer. I met Mr. Johnson.
That was at the straw poll?
I was at the straw poll in Newcastle. Let's see.
Huntsman?
Huntsman did not attend, although I have met Mr. Huntsman already.
So how was the straw poll? What was your impression of it?
Well, as with the straw poll that was held 4 years ago, many people from the Ron Paul campaign were bussed in to vote for Ron Paul, which is why he had 45% of the straw poll vote this time. I forget what his percentage was 4 years ago. I mean, I do recall seeing there was one bus of Ron Paul supporters that came into Newcastle. I mean, the straw poll, well, as it's often said, the only poll that really counts is the poll that's taken on election day. So it's still anybody's game, really.
Okay, Nickel, last question. Do you think there is any prospect of a primary challenge to President Obama?
Given what happened in 1976 among the Republicans, in 1980 among the Democrats, in 1992 among the Republicans, I think the specter of a primary challenger to an incumbent is still looming large in many people's memories. And therefore, the incumbent party in the White House is probably still strongly discouraging any primary challengers to the incumbent. So since that has not faded away in distant memory yet, I think that in probability, I think it's more likely than not that Mr. Obama is not going to face primary challengers. However, having said that, I think eventually there will come a time when a primary challenger to an incumbent will be recognized as something healthy in any political party's selection process for a nominee.
Well, Nickel, thank you very much for your time, and I know it must have been a killer because we're standing right behind the food that's being cooked, and I'll tell you that lamb and such smells awesome. Nickel, thanks again.